Welcome back to the podcast, man. I missed you guys. I missed doing this. Unfortunately, it's been a couple weeks break in between these episodes, which I despise. I was telling my girl, I'm like, I don't like doing that at all. But I'm not gonna come here like every other episode saying, this and this and this. Um, but yeah, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Thank you for still coming here, taking time out of your day to watch me. Um, Sharing this space with me, despite me not being here as frequently as I said I would and that I wanted to be. I hope everything is okay. Alhamdulillah for another day. Me and you are here. Again, thank you for joining though. I appreciate it. Like I said, I missed this. Um, I've been telling myself throughout this last work week. I was like, dude, you gotta go back. You gotta go back. Like, just stop. Um, Again, it's been that kind of period where I've been working a lot, and with the days that I've had off, I opted to just take the time for me. Though I didn't do much, I just opted to take the time for me. Um, put myself first, put myself on that pedestal, and just take the time to just recoup. But I told myself today, make sure you do it, and let's make sure that it follows a weekly schedule as always and planned. But I hope you are okay, and this is a wellness checkpoint. And what I mean by that is just the question I always ask in the beginning, but I legitimately do ask it, genuinely from the heart. How are you? How are you? And I know at times, like, even hearing that, you'd be like, oh, I'm fine. But as I genuinely ask that, I would want you to genuinely answer it, whether it's just to yourself right now in your head as you're here as this episode goes on, um, whether it's a comment or not to yourself or to anybody else. Just try to truthfully answer that. Put everything aside. Put everything aside. That's something that I asked myself even earlier this morning before filming. It's like, dude, how are you? Uh, I feel like it's a very important thing to ask, but also to I ask that in hopes that you could sense something. What I mean by that is, if in hopes that you truthfully answer that question and you be genuine with yourself, you put everything aside. It is a first step to your healing journey, or it's that first step back. It's redirecting yourself back onto that track and doing good for yourself. You know what I mean? Like I said, again, I had to ask myself that question the other day. Spent a lot of hours being put in at work, a lot of lack of sleep, definitely sleep deprived, uh, and at days of not even knowing it. I am. It's been, like I said, a lot of hours being put in, a lot of time just being there more than time for myself. Um, and yeah, I was like, dude, I was like, I'm feeling fine, but just a little bit of tired, a little bit of that tiredness. Just time to do what calls me. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay, and thank you for joining me yet again for another episode. Um, yeah, work has been OD recently. It's been OD. Not saying that a job is easy, man, but shit, it's like the ending of summer, like August to now, has just been there. Um, and it's a lot of people be like, "Hey, man, you're getting the money is good for the check," which, yeah, I can't dispute that, but I can't dispute that in many ways except for one, and that one thing is just sometimes, dude, you need time for you. Like yesterday when I got off the train, I as soon as I'm getting off the stop, I got a text from my boss saying, "Hey, could you come in?" One guy called out again. I understand stuff happens, but dude, I looked at that. I was like, "I'm sorry, but I just can't do it this time." In all honesty, no, I just couldn't do it this time. I was like, nah. I was like, I need my rest. I feel it within me. I'm like, I need my rest, man. I can't do it. Um, and yeah, sometimes, dude, when the big takeaway from this is sometimes it's okay to say no. Sometimes you do need to pass up on something. Uh, Sometimes you just need that break. You need to recover. You need to recoup. And I stand with my decision 100%. I don't look back at it as like, damn, I should have picked up that shift. That could have been 8 hours OT right there. Nah, the time will come back. It's just I'm proud of myself for choosing me this time, in a way, because a lot of the times I'd be saying, yeah, why not? And some of those times it was, I'm there and I'm like, damn, I was in time in need of actually just solo time, just being at the crib, being at my grandma's, man. um, yeah, sometimes it's just okay to say no. As much as you may want to do something, or as much as you may want to help out, whether it's a job or person, or whatever the situation may be, sometimes if you need time for you, choose you over anything else, and that's it. You doing that also though too. Another good thing about it that I take away is you're gaining your power back. You're having your power be restored in the littlest way possible. Just a simple decision. You're choosing you over an exterior thing, something that you can't really um control you. You're opting not to go with it this time. So that's you taking power and control over what you want up here, but also though too, like mentally and physically, spiritually, bro. So yeah, so it's all right. um yeah, a lot of things have been happening throughout the last episode, not just like personal life or working, but dude, around the world, man. I've been having thoughts of, maybe, because I know this podcast, which I love about it. That's just who I am as a person. I would love to motivate the crowd, the crowd meaning you watching. But also though too, I had a couple of thoughts. I'm like, dude, there's a lot of stuff that's going around, and the world. One of the major things, political wise, that I know it's a sensitive topic. Um, this could lead to a lot of controversy and debates. Um, people believing what they want to believe, which you have every right to. But there's just so much that I'm like, dude, I feel like I just have to like put my 2 cents into it, which I've been thinking of how to do it because I'm trying to be wise in doing so. If I was to enter that world, which I don't know if you'd want it to, would want this podcast to kind of dive into everything, but I don't know. Today especially, I'm just like I'm going with like intuition when I'm feeling what I need to say, like what you guys would need to hear. And yeah, I feel like what the world needs to hear is, what the fuck are we doing? That's what the world needs to hear. Like, really, what the fuck are we doing? um you know in the world, in our world, right now, current state of it, we're not in the best. We haven't been in the best shape. um we all know, unless you've been living under a rock, but we all know what's going on in Gaza with the war over there. Not even a war, genocide, complete genocide going on. um I have to be wise saying this. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? You just, unfortunately, bro, we live in a world where it is controlled by by a few people, and those few people have so much power that they could make just gone. Um, but in just simple words, what I believe, I'm using my right, freedom of speech. I'm using my right here in this country. The genocide needs to stop. There's been an agreed ceasefire, but then Israel yet again breaks it for God knows how many times. The big thing is just, dude, when is this stopping? And the most simple thing, and I'm going to leave it at this: is there anywhere, in the world that there's a book, uh, uh, a book of law, whether it's United Nations, whatever the case may be? Is there a book of law that gives Israel the right to kill, or does this book give any country the right to kill endlessly, freely, with their will? They could just do whatever they want. They could impose they could impose a genocide. They could impose a famine. They could starve people to death, bomb people to death, burn them, whatever the case may be. Does any country have the right to do that? Which to yourself is an easy, simple question. You know the answer. No. And the fact that this is going on and there really is no end to it. It's an endless action that's going and going and going and going with false hopes. And it's so unfortunate to say that, but it's false hopes. But that's the big thing. That's just the answer that, regardless of who you stand for, whoever this video comes across, what is the answer to it? Does any country have the right to kill? Simple. Simple. Very simple. The answer, no. Bro, like, if you're human enough, it's no. No matter what has happened in the past is the past. But in today's current world, another real question I want to ask you, eye to eye, what is the point of war in today's world? Like, what's the point of that? Um, and honestly, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't want to dive too much into it. I don't want to dive too much into it because it's a sensitive topic, and already you could see like what side I'm siding with. Uh, it's no hatred, despite whatever's going on, and as much as that may make me feel, there's no hatred. But it's just as humanity itself, it's sad to see that we've gone this far. Like, what more could you possibly want to happen? You know what I mean? Um, like, by the looks of it, bro, like, I mean, eventually it's inevitable. Probably all kill each other anyway. But it's a lot of crazy shit going on in the world. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world that have happened before in the past, but history is just constantly repeating itself over and over and over again. But as just a person who goes, has a full time job, goes to work 5 days out of the week, you know, just doing my best, day taking it day by day. I, I, I'm not in control of anything. Unfortunately, we aren't. We can't make ends to it. Um, but yeah, it's just a very sick world today. Very sick world. Um, and I don't know. I don't know how this will come to an end. I don't know how much longer we're gonna keep dealing with these issues, whether it's internally as a country, but then also to exterior from other nations around the world. I don't know how things will turn around. Um, and a side note as well, whoever the next president is going to be after Donald Trump, and especially if it goes back to the Democratic Party, dude, the amount of work that person has to do to try and like revert things back. I feel like the first thing that anybody would do. I mean, if I was put in presidential office tomorrow, first thing I'm doing, I'm revoking tariffs immediately. Like that's immediate effect. But then also too, we're finding a solution somehow, and it feels impossible because unfortunately we are controlled by a foreign country. which I'm not going to say who, we all know who it is, but we are controlled by them. And my goal in trying to find peace within that situation there, it feels impossible because they're going to be like, nope, they threaten you. You know what I mean? Politics is a whole big world of blackmail on everybody. And that's how they gain power over you. That's how they have you be their puppet, you know what I mean? But anywho, who am I? I'm just a 20-year-old in this country. Yeah. I'm not a politician, but I'm not a politician unless the people say that they want me to be. Um, but yeah. Anywho, we just dived into politics a little bit, but yeah, that's that with that conversation. Uh, recently I yeah, we're yapping now, but on some shit. I've been having the feeling recently, uh, for myself, but then also too, this may resonate with somebody. Which as soon as I'm about to bring it up, like I already, I feel something like inside of me, like oh yeah, yeah, um, get like goosebumps. But I've been having the feeling recently of something coming to an end. Something coming to an end. I don't know if it's literally like a literal thing. Um, I don't know what the case may be, but just I don't know. It's been there. Uh, it's been I've been having this feeling for a few weeks. I'll say for like 2 to 3 weeks, but I don't know. It's just constant, and it's just something that's in the background that lingers. I don't know. I just been feeling like something. Maybe it's literal, or maybe it's a cycle. Something. I'm not sure, but just an end. And in order for change in somebody's life, whether it's for me or for you, things have to come to an end in order for something new. Um, uh, you know, it's just like us. We have our expiration dates. That way, the new generation, our place gets taken by a new spirit, a new individual. We cannot exist forever. We cannot exist forever. But I've been feeling that something's coming to an end. So I'm very curious on what, like recently I've been picking up on like signs and stuff, or just like the way how I've been feeling. Some emotions come to play, and then thoughts, but like visuals, like seeing numbers or just certain like things. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I got spidey senses, dude. Like sometimes I should be looking like you know, universe just like telling me, yo, look this way. I don't know. I just get like that feeling. It's just the random stuff, but I feel like that's the major thing. Like something's gonna change, and in that change, yeah, something's coming to an end in order to plant the seeds for something new. So whether it's just something that I've been feeling for me, I'm passing it on to you because it can happen to anybody. So keep that in mind. Maybe some changes coming this winter. Maybe some changes coming this winter unexpectedly, but it feels good. Like it feels like a good change. Not that it do you wrong in in the long run. It may not be something that may be the best for like short term purposes, but in the long run, I'm having the feeling and thought of it being good, being fine. So yeah, I don't really I don't really do that much often, like, but I just been feeling the need to say that. So then there you go. You know what I mean? Um, which I'm anticipating it. I'm welcoming change. I'm never afraid of change. Um, it's something that's needed in all of our lives, man. And me, yeah, Why not? I don't oppose it at all. You know, why not? There are some things that I can change for the better of myself, habits and stuff, and just one of the major things is, dude, sleep. Uh, sleep, my emotions, mental, uh, just every. There's a couple things, yeah. So I'm embracing it and I'm welcoming it into my life in the best way possible, and hope that you do the same as well. Um, another thought as well. Uh, when I mentioned to my girl that I was gonna make a podcast episode the other day, and especially right before filming this one, she's like, "Do you have any notes?" I don't have any, so that's why I'm kind of rambling about other stuff. Uh, wellness check-in, asking how are you. Then we dove into politics a little bit, and now diving into, like, I don't know, feeling the need to say this to somebody. Somebody needs to hear it. Boom. Um, but another thing that popped in my mind that I would love to share to you guys, because you never know who's in need. But one of the things is, would it make sense if I told you that you aren't your my bad, I'm just trying to think of something now. Like, I'm trying to think of how to say it the right way. Would it make sense if I told you that you aren't just your past experiences in your life? And would it make sense if I told you that you are your vision? I know I've been saying through episodes of this podcast since the jump and for weeks, um, that follow your gut, do what it is that makes you happy, that feels right. Um, I know it's been a reoccurring theme, but it's just, again, I keep emphasizing this point. We aren't just our past experiences. We aren't just our hometowns. We aren't just we we are just us, but we're more than that. We are our vision. I'm hoping this makes sense, but we are our vision. We are what we strive to be later in our lives. Um, and with that vision that each and every one of us has in mind, it requires a lot from us. Deep down from within, it requires a lot from us. And one of the things is belief in yourself. It's believing in yourself, because, as cliche as it sounds, dude, nobody's gonna, and I said this before, but nobody's gonna be able to do it but you. Nobody could see it the way how you see it. Nobody can envision it the way how you envision it. You have to believe and invest in it wholeheartedly, 100%. You gotta be, in order to be all in, you gotta be all in. You know what I mean? I've been seeing it on Instagram a lot. I know some of you guys have, most likely too, but we are our visions. We are everything that we strive to be later in life. It requires a lot, but the payout will be well worth it. And the payout comes after days, months, years of dedication, striving for it, building towards it, staying committed to the plan. Even when all feels like it falls out, even when it doesn't seem like the best fit anymore, stay to the plan. Stay to the plan. I understand that sometimes we are aligned and unaligned from it, but it's best to just always keep it in mind, always stay committed to it, always believe in that image. And the success is infinite. The success is unimaginable. whatever you think you may have, you could have it doubled and tripled and so on and so forth. But it all comes from within ourselves. You become what you believe. We are very powerful beings in this life, but sometimes we self sabotage ourselves. Sometimes we mislead ourselves. We pull ourselves off of the tracks that we're supposed to be on, and we get caught up with all this other stuff in this life. It's me, you, it's everybody. Um, it's just best to try and cut off the distractions. Try, and how I said to you earlier in this video when I asked how are you, also asking to legitimately like dig deep and answer truthfully. In doing so, just realize what are the things that I'm doing wrong, what are the things I could be working on, what are ways that we can improve on daily. And that's taking the first step into the right direction, the first step to infinite ways of success and just pure beauty in this lifetime. Success requires a lot of ambition, man. A lot of ambition, a lot of belief, but just stay dedicated to it. Eventually, it'd work out. Eventually, it will work out. Like when Michael B. Jordan said that one time, people quit right before they're about to get it. I myself feel like I have done that sometimes in my life already, but it's just a learning curve for the next thing that approaches me. Just staying dedicated to it no matter what. Stay true to it the same as you would stay true to yourself. That I hope you do. And that's it. It will all work out. It will all work out. We're more than just who we are surrounded by, where we are, what we are surrounded by. We're more than that. We're more than our past experiences. I get it that it helped us get to where we were and it helped shape us as individuals, but we're more than that. We are going to forever be chasing our future selves. We will forever be die trying. We will die trying. I believe that wholeheartedly because we will never become perfect no matter what. Even if you are 100% committed and dedicated to yourself, which is a beautiful thing that I wish upon all of you, we will forever be chasing that more. But even in that, then the next challenge in that scenario down the line would just be trying to be grateful for everything that you have and how far you've come. Like I said, me, I'm a little I'm a little hard on myself, and um I tend to forget the challenges and adversities that I've overcome simply due to the fact that I just I may not have everything that I may want right now. Um and I was getting reminded from that frequently because it's like all the distractions that are nearby. Like one of them, the PlayStation, bro. A lot of the times when I'm off for work and shit, I'd be like, fuck it. I'm gonna just hop on, whatever, boom. Then hours go by, and then I have so many other ideas. I'm like, damn, I should have used my time more wisely. I mean, I may be dragging a little too much. Like people may say, yo, you're taking a little too far. There's nothing wrong with playing video games. You can do what you want. Like myself personally, like me, I'm my hardest critic. I'm a hard ass on myself. So sometimes I'd be like, bro, what the fuck am I doing with this? You know what I mean? There actually has been new stuff that I've been working on, but I am not going to mention it now. I'm going to protect it, and I'll bring it up to you when the time comes when it feels right. But your boy's working on a couple things. Your boy is working on a couple of things. All right. Um, we're building. It's the building blocks. I'm trying to build up. Sometimes, some blocks fall down, you get knocked down, you stumble a little bit, you get sidetracked. I get it, it's life, but it's just, I'd be happy for you if just despite all that happens, there's that time that it flips a switch like, oh no, no, I gotta go back to this. You turn back to that and you dial in, you focus. That I'm happy to see that in people. I'm happy to see that in people. That they have enough power within themselves to be like, no, what am I doing? Let me cut this out. Let me go back to this. Um, that takes a lot within yourself already too. That takes a lot of power as well that others don't do. So my biggest thing, because it even goes for me in terms of like getting better, really just dig deep and be honest with yourself. Be truthful to yourself on the things that you may be doing, like the things that you may be doing that is not best for you, that may not be best fit, and what are things that you could do to replace that. You don't have to think of everything, just think of something, even if it's little. The fact that you're taking the time to recognize that, admit to it, but then also to find a correction for it, dude, you're building your power back up, you're regaining your power. Something is going to change, I'm telling you. Something's going to come to an end, something's going to change, and that's it. It's going to be a new cycle. I don't know when, I don't know how, but soon, soon, soon. Yeah. But besides all that, uh, I don't think I'm gonna do anything else with the rest of the day. I'm gonna have to edit this, and I'm looking outside. I don't know. It's windy. Looks like it's gonna rain again. I have no idea. Um, but yeah, for my fashion people, if you're asking what brand this is Della right here. This is Della. Um, and as much as I may want to put it on, I'm also gonna call it out though too, because I'm a fashion person. Uh, you can see right here. I don't know, like the sticker on the pants are coming off. Um, and just yeah, like I feel like I'm talking shit, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to knock on people's creation. It's cool. I dig the vision. So it's here. It's on my body. But like just the material stuff though too, and all that. The hoodies, I feel like is better than the pants. Um, Which like the material and stuff is a letdown because I like the jumper. It's simple, white, black. But yeah, it's a cool brand, but just the material, the material. I don't want to be hurtful to their uh to their brand and stuff. If if it comes across anybody from there, I dig it. No, I really do. I like the brand, but it's just yeah, just the quality. It's kind of like cheap. But yeah, that's how you know I'm really yapping, and I didn't really have much like planned to say, except for the very few small limited things. But but yeah, guys. Alhamdulillah. Thank God for everything. Thank you for coming here to join me in another podcast episode. Inshallah, everything for you for the rest of today and the next coming days for the next week will be okay. It's all a part of God's plan. Just give it the most you can. Simply be present and maintain yourself. Try to maintain yourself no matter what. No matter what may be going on. Schoolwork may be too much. Job may be demanding of you a lot, which it has done for me. The best thing I'm trying to do is just simply maintain no matter what. Go with the flow, but just always it's that vision, baby. Keep that in mind, man. But yeah, I love you. Inshallah, I will see you next week again for another episode, which I will plan more topics and I'll have more notes to say. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you. Um, I'll see you in the next one. Stay hydrated, dogs.